Hello and welcome to choosing the right domain and brand name for your business, part of our Getting Started online training course. So you had the idea for a new business or a website. Deciding what to call it comes next. It's a critical step that can make or break a business. Plenty of great ideas have been sunk with names that jar. You need to find a brand and a domain name that is unique, easy to remember and easy to understand. We're going to show you how. The very first step is to sit down on your own or with your fellow founders and have a brainstorm about all the potential brand names that appeal. There are two main types of names: descriptive or literal names which describe what you do, and abstract names which give no hint as to what you do. The advantage of a descriptive name is that it's abundantly clear to newcomers about what you do. They require no investment in the brand to help describe to visitors what you're good at. And historically, these names were really highly easy to rank on Google for relevant searches. The downside, though, is that they can be a bit plain and unimaginative. As for abstract names, these can at first glance appear nonsensical, but usually have the benefit of being memorable. And if your abstract name can be explained, if it has a story about why it is what it is, it can be a nice payoff for customers who know the inside story. So think Google. Nevertheless, if you're going for an abstract name, then you will have to invest in marketing and branding that make it clear to potential customers what you do. And this is going to require more time and money. Of course, it's possible to mix the two. The name Flickr, for example, doesn't describe that it's a photo storage and sharing website, but it does hint that images are involved. Derive a list of 5 descriptive and 5 abstract names and 5 that mix the two, and use that as a basis for the exercise. On the one hand, your business name and your domain will be the very essence of your brand. And on the flip side, the brand will also be so much more than just a combination of words. That's why brands like shoezone.com and onlineshoe.co.uk are far less compelling than brands like Shoe or Office. These latter are brandable, meaning that they are uniquely able to represent a company and a product in the mind of the customer. The former two have far less standout. The next step is to turn your names into available domain names. So head over to the 123reg homepage and start the next step of your research. Start with each of your chosen names and find out if they are available as a .uk, .com or other popular extension. We'll come on to extensions later on. For the time being, simply check that they're available. If they're not, then try close variations or combine them with linking words like the or UK. If they aren't available, then cross them off your list. We need to continue to refine your list of names. To start with, consider how unique they are. Could any be confused with another site that's already published? Could you be risking trademark infringement by using the name? Try searching on Google with your names and see what shows up. And reject all those that look similar to other brands or sites that you find. And certainly don't consider anything that is simply the plural, hyphenated or misspelled version of an already established domain. You'll spend years seeing your hard work in marketing send traffic to those other domains. Last of all, check the trademark section of gov.uk to see if that name is an existing trademark. Trying to launch your business with a name that is similar to a trademark could end up costing you thousands in legal fees. We'll link to the place where you can do that below. Your brand and domain needs to be easy to type. If it requires a lot of attention because of its spelling or the use of unmemorable words, you've got an uphill battle on your hands. Remember, a significant proportion of your new business is likely to come from word of mouth. Some letters have ambiguous sounds, similar to others that are in the alphabet. I'm talking about X, Z, P, and C, amongst others. If people have heard a K, which is actually a C, then you've got a bit of a problem. If people can't type in your domain or search for it accurately online based on what they think that they've heard, you're going to miss out on a chunk of visitors. Much of your new business should come from word of mouth. Even those people who read about you online or even click links and visit your website may forget how they first discovered you. Therefore, your business name needs to be easy to remember. There is no point in having an awesome site if people can't remember your name. For both memorability and ease of typing, your name should be as short as possible. Short names are also easier to share on social media, where a character limit exists. And whenever your name is listed either on the search engine results page or in an email or even in print, a short name gives you the advantage of space. I strongly suggest you avoid numbers and hyphens in your name, and that's coming from a business that has both. Speaking from the heart, it creates lots of hassle if you have to explain that the number in your domain is a numeral rather than a word. And the word hyphen, when passed verbally, doubles the size of the domain. One thing to be aware of are trends. As names are in limited supply, misspells or linguistic twists on regular words have become commonplace. Think Flickr or Bitly. It's even become trendy for tech companies to use a .io domain. Consider carefully if you believe that this will be a long-term trend or will mark out your brand as from a particular era, one which fashion may move on from over time. An important consideration is to choose the right domain extension. By far the most popular in the UK is of course the .uk domain, and with the launch of .uk domains there are now many more available. There is nothing that says more clearly where you are from and what market you are serving. For those who have international aspirations or are less keen to associate solely with the UK, consider a .com. The downside is that no combination of words with less than 7 characters is still available, so you may be stuck with something that is overlong. Of course, there are other GTLDs that have been around for a long time that you might consider. .net is well known with lots of availability. But if you don't own the same name in a .com, then you will likely find that people will go for the .com website instead. .co has become a popular choice for startups over the last 5 years. And of course, if you are not for profit, then consider the merits of .org or .org.uk. When it comes to ranking on search engines, all these domains have the same chance to perform, although .uk will not perform as well internationally. One thing that we would advise, though, is to register your brand name in as many of the well-used domain extensions as you can, and redirect these to your domain of choice. This prevents competitors grabbing those domains and gaining visitors who are actually looking for you. Another thing to consider is a relevant generic top-level domain, a GTLD. Since early 2014, over 900 new ones have been launched. These domains clearly signal what a business does or where it is. Popular ones with wide appeal include .club and .london. On the upside, choosing a GTLD can show you to be an innovator and an early adopter. It demonstrates your forward-thinking attitude, which could be a real boost for your brand. Because they're all new, there's loads of availability too. It's possible to grab a short, memorable domain in almost any GTLD. There are some studies that have shown in particular niches a new GTLD can help you rank higher on Google. Coffee.club is one such example. Although in general the jury is still out on this one. On the downside, consumer studies show that people are less likely to trust sites that use a GTLD simply because people are so much more unfamiliar with them. Last of all, once you've made your choice, be sure to test it by asking friends or potential customers if they like and understand and can remember your brand name. Try to gather honest feedback about what appeals and what could be improved. It doesn't mean that you need to change your choice, but you might want to emphasize particular benefits in your early marketing efforts if the name itself doesn't communicate them clearly. That was choosing the right domain and brand name for your business, a unit of the Getting Started module, part of our online business training course. So getting the right name is an essential step for your online business. We started off by having a brainstorm about all the possible names, and then we refined that list by focusing on brand and domains that are unique, short, memorable, and that tie back into your brand. So now it's time to test what you've learned by taking our quiz.